What's going on, everybody? This is the first episode of TPC, the Players Coach Podcast. I'm the host, Ted Coleman. For the first episode, I really wanted to bring somebody on special, a guy I've known since middle school. We're going to be talking his full football journey and all of that. I got Michigan State's running back, Brando Tullis, should I say. He's going to be on the pod with us today. Later in the episode, I'm going to have Ole Miss on SI writer Henry Stuart. We're going to be talking some Sweet 16. Then I got another special guest, a surprise for y'all, to be talking some NFL news. So without further ado, let me introduce the man himself, Brandon Tullis. Man, how you feeling, bro?
Doing good, man. It's cold out here, but we getting through it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Big spring ball getting underway, spring practices. How you feeling about that so far going into this next year?
Man, it's going well. I mean, we got a new team out here, and we just, we grinding every day. And I mean, I like the team. The guys is funny, and we
Yeah,
mesh well together. So I'm ready to get to see what it's like in August.
yeah, for sure, bro. But let's take it way back. You know, we've been friends since the Staley Scoggins days, the track meets and all that.
Yeah.
Let's kind of take it back to the beginning of your football career. Um, I remember vividly, bro, like getting out of football all season. I went to Independence. I'm a freshman. I think I was on freshman B team. We getting out of practice. Everybody in the group kind of like, yo, Tullis just got offered. You was the first person in our grade for real to really catch that offer, that Kansas offer. Um, what was that feeling like? Kind of how was that?
It was crazy. Like, I was not expecting it because, like, freshman year, like, I didn't really know about, like, D1, like, college and nothing like that. I wasn't really focused on that at the time. And then I was just playing to play, having fun with the game. And, one thing I get called in the coach's office and I'm on the phone with the Kansas coach and he offered me. And I'm like, and it changed my whole mindset, putting work in, extra work in with school, football, and everything. Like, it really changed my mindset. So, I mean, really having fun with it probably is what set me off.
Yeah, bro. And once again, that was such a wild moment. You know, I'm around a lot of really talented running backs, and it was a lot of really talented running backs, kind of in that middle school, the fastest track runners. You know, you got Henry Stuart, you, Izzy. So for you to kind of emerge yourself and get that first offer, because once again, we had a lot of ball players in Frisco ISD. Nobody was really getting
Right.
O's like that early. So that was just a crazy moment, and shoot, I even remember it. So that was wild. But speaking more so on high school, you know, we talking freshman year. Kind of what
Mhm.
would you say was either your breakout season or like school year where you really was like, okay, maybe I'm getting really nice at this thing. Like, kind of what was that like?
Sophomore year, kind of, but like junior year is really like what set me off. Cause sophomore year, I was my first time on varsity for real. I mean, I was practicing with varsity like freshman year, but like I was really getting in there, started sophomore year. But I mean, yeah, junior year really set it off. I was catching the ball out the backfield. Like I started doing more things than just running. Seeing the field, seeing the defense. It's just more than the football, just in running the ball. So that's when like
Yeah,
junior year set me off, and more coaches started taking more chances on me.
yeah, for sure. The offers kept piling in, of course. But what I
Mhm.
want to do is I want to react because I really think senior year kind of having to do so much. You know what I mean? I don't really want to speak on your squad too much, but Memorial, you know what I mean? I went to Emerson.
Yeah,
So Memorial,
I
y'all
feel
had
you,
a lot
bro.
of work to do. I kind of want to sit here and react to
Yeah.
what I think was kind of when it got put all together, which was senior year. So shoot, if you don't mind, let's take a second. Let's look at a specific game where I think this was like your full skill set on full display. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do that. You remember this one, huh? Then
Yeah.
a really good then team.
Yeah.
They always had good varsity teams, but I think each clip here, like individually,
Okay.
really shows the bag, bro. I'm gonna press resume. You see the elusiveness getting over the
Come
finish
here.
and just sliding, bro. Just sliding,
Okay.
bro.
Oh, come here. That
Yeah.
ball security got you better though. For sure.
Next play though. Next play. And shout out D-Mac. D-Mac was definitely a bright spot of this team.
Yeah.
You running routes like a
One of the
like a
most loose
receiver.
guys. Yeah. Little corner route. Uh,
For the ton. For
yes,
the
sir.
ton.
For the tutty, the little dance at the end.
Next play. You had some good old
Yup.
linemen too. My guy Eddie getting in
Eddie,
there.
Jazz.
Look, Oh yeah, Jazz. Too. Don't forget my boy Jazz. I want to talk about this though. This Iron Man strength. This 5 guys trying to bring you down here, bro.
Needed it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. This
I
is
needed
the
it, bro.
wild part though. We gotta take a second. Yo, they got you on the D line, bro.
Bro, I
Are
was
we
trying to do any
serious,
means possible
bro?
to win that game,
Is
bro.
you playing edge rusher game?
Edge rusher,
I'm gonna let the
everything,
clip
bro.
play. I'm gonna let the clip play.
Come
Dude, stopping
here.
touchdowns. And they had a
he,
great running back that year too, bro. So
yeah,
yeah,
he
man.
was
I think
nice.
senior year was kind of when it really all came together, in my opinion. Like just the culmination of everything. But yeah, bro, you really do
Right.
have a great high school resume. A lot of good film, bro. So shout outs to you. You had that touchdown against my school. I remember that Emerson game. So yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Just good stuff.
Yeah, I feel
Just
like
good
senior
stuff.
year could have been a little bit better because I was on that hurt hamstring, but for sure, like definitely senior year was a good year. You know, last year with the guys, I mean we've been with each other since freshman year, so we've been in relationships pretty good. We even start talk to each other now, so them the guys for sure.
Yeah, bro, for sure. That's what it's all about. Um, Kind of going a deeper dive into recruiting. I remember
Mm,
you committed to Oregon State at first, right? You had the official visit,
right.
like it really looked locked in, but then you end up decommitting and going to Michigan State. Kind of walk me through what happened there and the story behind that.
So yeah, I was Oregon State. I was all for it. You know, beautiful place, beautiful school. I like the area, nice, yeah, nice area. And then I think it was like late October, November. Uh, Michigan State had a head coach job opening, and the head coach at Oregon State got it at Michigan State, and then uh, yeah, took the job right after I think it was like the Oregon game, right before that game, and then all the recruits was like, "Oh, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna like try to switch over or flip or whatever." And I was confused for a little bit. I mean, it was
Yeah,
late in the recruiting process. But I just trusting the guy. This guy's playing. Like, you feel me? He got to figure it out for you. So yeah, I just trusted in God. I mean, I was contacting with coaches every day. Like they was like a real family to me. You know what I'm saying? They never let you out on like no information. Like they made sure you felt like family. So it was an
yeah,
easy like flip for me for sure. And when they offered that
yeah,
opportunity,
yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, should you commit like I think in the summertime going into your senior year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, bro. So that's
uh,
a big.
committed. Yeah, committed. I committed that summertime, and then flip that December, January.
Yeah, bro, like that, that's
Yeah.
that's a risk nonetheless, because it's like you pretty much
Yeah, for
got your
sure.
stuff locked in, and you got to kind of bet on yourself. But bro, I think coaching staff plays such a big role, and I see that in basketball now, but
Mhm.
I can only imagine in
Right.
football because it's like you want to go where you're gonna get the most potential used out of you. So for sure, bro, I'm glad
Right.
it all came together, bro. I'm really glad it happened how it happened for you. But kind of
For sure.
speaking on going back to like that December period, what was that like graduating high school early? And then you just got done with high school and you going straight right after the season ended, basically. January, December, you at Michigan State practicing. What was that transition
Right.
like? And then still balancing everything, walking the stage and then going to prom and like what was that kind of like?
I mean, everybody was new when I first got there because like the head coach just got the job, and he brought all his coaches over, and everybody was new. So like everybody started that process together. So like the family was moving together. I'll say in that aspect. But I mean, I'll say it's easy for me because everybody started together. Yeah, like when you first get there, you got to get used to your schedule. They have everything scheduled out for you. They're never gonna leave you hanging,
Yeah.
especially. Um, yeah, I mean it's harder to like you have to try to fail. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
at
yeah, I
like a
got you.
place like this for sure, because they're not gonna
I,
let you
I would
fail. You feel me?
Yeah,
They got the
I'd
resource
assume you
for it.
gotta be committed because you everything okay. Go here. I feel like you got everything scheduled from eating and nap time when you first get there. Like
Right.
so, that's it. That's definitely a unique experience. What was that like though? I want to definitely talk about that, bro, because I personally remember the end of my senior year. You know what I mean? I'm barely coming to class. I'm
Mm.
trying to get it over with whole time. You know, you
Yeah,
doing football and then flying for prom, flying
yeah,
for graduation. Like, what was that like? Like, kind of what's going through your head at that? Could you transition it from going from high school to college at such a rapid rate?
right, right. I mean, yeah, I was a little nervous when I came up here, but like just I mean, yeah, like I said earlier, like the family feeling that you get when you come around here, like they never make you feel left out, and thankfully school let out like because we get out of school pretty early, like end of April, so
Yeah,
school let out like right before prom, I think, or prom or graduation, one of the two. Um,
yeah.
yeah, probably prom, and yeah, school let out right before prom, so I was able to fly and stay home, and then see friends, chill with friends for that month before I had to come back for the summer.
Oh, that's fire, bro. That's fire. I didn't know y'all had a little. So you had a little bit of time to kind of get ready.
Yeah,
After doing
yeah,
it for a while.
yeah. My first finals though was crazy though, for sure.
First final, bro. My first final was wild. I think I no. My midterms was wild. I locked in for the final, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's an underrated part. And even then, like kind of speaking more so on that, bro. Like, bro,
mm,
just transitioning to college in and of itself is wild. So to do that and then be playing and
mm.
everything just like rapid pace, like that's tough for sure, bro.
Yeah. Like just being on your own
That's
schedule, like if you got to make your own schedule, like have set things, because I mean you grown now, like you nobody telling you what to do, so feel me?
bro. I
You
swear,
gotta
ain't nobody
set
making you wake
everything
up for them classes. You know that you hear
at
that,
all.
bro. You in high school, you like, all right. You get there, bro. You got them 8 a.m.s, and once again,
Yeah,
completely different. I can miss class. You can't miss class, but it ain't
yeah,
nobody telling you wake up, Tay. Like it's crazy, bro. It's a crazy transition for
mhm,
sure.
for sure.
Um, but going going back to kind of that college transition. Um,
Mhm.
what was it like adjusting physically as far as like the first lift and like the weight room grinding in like the nutrition stuff and like having to eat differently and like kind of speak on the physical stand or the physical transition.
Mm. Yeah, that first week I came, we had to do like a physical and stuff, so I wasn't working out for like I guess like the first week I remember, and then
Yeah,
that next week we had that Monday off, so we had to work out 4 days straight, and that was probably the worst time I've ever like worked out in my entire life. Like my body felt so
yeah,
bad, like our strength coach is funny. They like and we worked out like every muscle in the body that I didn't know I had, like everything in my
dang,
body was sore. That's like yeah, it was bad, bro. Like that's probably one of the
yeah,
hardest like
bro. Was you doing like the cold tub?
week of my life.
Was
Cold
you doing
tub,
like the
everything,
cold tub? Oh man, yeah,
going to the
nah, bro.
trainers, everything. Like it was bad.
So they work every individual muscle basically. Every
Basically, like you gonna hit every muscle for sure through the winter time,
that's a
summertime, even during like season and spring practice. We still working hard for sure in the weight room.
That's wild, bro. Cause I even remember, I don't know what period it was. It may have been that like it may have been like that little month that you said you had after spring ball. But I see
Mm,
you at a function. You look twice the size you was during season time, bro. So I feel like they
yep,
get you in shape quick. Like it's really
for sure.
planned out. It's really interesting to see, bro. Because I even remember just seeing you. I'm like, dang, dude, they got swole.
Yeah, like I came in at like 200, and I think after that spring I was 220. So about like 2 3
Yeah, bro.
months, I gained like 20 pounds for
Yeah, bro.
sure.
That's wild. That's
They got us right.
wild. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Um, kind of on the last topic of this, like transitioning from high school to college. What would you say
Mm.
was your like welcome to college moment? Whether it be on the field, off the field, whatever it is. Like, what was your like welcome? What was your welcome to moment? What welcome to college moment?
Um, I'll say My first midterm, it was 80 questions, like school wise. First
Yeah.
midterm was 80 questions. That was crazy to
Wait,
me.
no, that's
Like what do I
wild.
need? What
80
do I need?
questions is
Like,
crazy.
feel me? Like what do I
You
need
remember
80
what
questions
class it
for to
was,
show the
gang?
God? I was like communications or something like that. I think
Okay.
the communications class. Yeah, and I was like, bro, I do not need 80 questions to show my knowledge. But hey.
Yeah.
And then football wise, I'm a bigger back, so like I was used to running high like freshman year. So
Yeah.
I had an open hole. I'm running open holes, like three DBs come and hit me, smack me, and I'm on my back. But
This
that's
is at
probably one of the
practice?
hardest shit I've seen. Yeah, it's at practice. So
Oh
yeah.
man.
Or yeah. That's probably one of the worst moments for sure.
Yeah, that's wild. I guess that is different because you got to get the pad level down and all types.
For sure.
Um, yeah, bro. So with that being said, freshman year being underway, you got to get some reps in. You played a lot in the spring ball. Not a lot of these guys who went to college as freshmen this year in our area, really got film
Mhm.
with themselves from freshman year. So kind of speak on all in all the mindset going into this next season and kind of how you feeling going into your second year.
Yeah, last year we had two like guys that's trying to get themselves in the league this year, and I feel like I learned a lot from them. Like I feel like those are like two NFL guys that knew the process it took to having your body ready, having watching film to know what the defense is doing, so you know what to do on runs, pass protection, all of that. So I definitely had two older guys from last year definitely showed me like the process it takes to be a good back in the Big Ten.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Um, yeah, super, especially for running backs. It's a super hard conference. You got a lot of teams in the Big
Right.
Ten. Michigan, the biggest rival. Um, Michigan, Ohio State, all those teams. So yeah, bro, I bet
Mhm.
that is transitional. Moving on,
Right.
let's talk about something I really want to talk about, bro. Changing the
Mhm.
number 7. Sobe
Yeah.
year. Inner Kobe year,
Yep.
bro. Kind of talk to me about the mindset, the jersey change, and like kind of what you feeling and like what this year means to you from that standpoint.
I would went back to 7 because like back when I was wearing 7, like that's when I was having the most fun with the game. So I just want to get back to having that fun. Being joyful on the field. And just playing to my fullest potential.
Yeah, bro. That's I mean that's I think I see you post the old school the old pics of you, bro. That
Me
I think
too.
that's big, bro. I think that's big because it's like you go through this freshman year, you kind of learning a lot
Mhm.
at one time, and it's like now a year in, it's like all right, bet, and then you get your number back, like bro. I think it's
Yeah.
big, but I'm a big Kobe guy. He one of my biggest
Mhm.
inspirations. I know I'm
For
not on the
sure.
field, just mentality and doing what I do. I take a
Mentality
lot of
wise, yeah, for sure.
inspiration from him. So kind of Kobe is one of your inspirations too.
Yeah, for sure. That Mamba mentality, man, like kill everybody. Like they just that mentality. Don't leave
Yeah, bro,
nothing, no opportunity left on the table. So
for
that
sure.
mentality definitely gonna get me through a Big Ten season. You feel me? Even if you make it to the playoffs, go get us through the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, bro, 100%, 100%. I'm with you on that. Kind of starting to wrap things up here. Let's go pregame,
Mhm.
bro. Let's go, bro. Let's go pregame eats. What are you eating? Are you pasta? Are you McDonald's? Are you candy? What's your pregame go to?
I'll say in high school. I'll say in high school though. I was a
Okay.
McDonald's guy. Like I did not care. I ain't gonna
Oh, you
lie.
was that. You
like
was you was
any
that guy.
yeah, I did not care. Like anything, McDonald's for sure. It's literally anything.
I
Like
played
any
with some
like
running
I
backs in
do
high school
anything.
eating fried chicken,
Chicken, yeah,
Popeyes. Oh
yeah,
man,
Popeyes for sure. yeah,
that's
back
wild.
I'll be with Eddie and Jazz and them. We go get some food for sure. but
Yeah, they got you kind
college,
of.
but
What
yeah,
you say?
college. I don't like eating. I don't like eating before the game at all. Like I don't know what changed,
Uh,
but I hate eating before the game, but if I do feel a little hungry, I'll probably give me a Uncrustable. Uncrustable will be hitting for sure. Halftime too.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Uncrustable
valid. That's valid.
or the little applesauce in the green applesauce.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot what it's
Mott's.
called. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, my yeah for sure.
That's valid, bro. And then the last thing I want to talk about, and this is gonna lead into something I think you really gonna enjoy, bro. Pre-game music, bro. Who is the go-to when you walk out there, you warming up? Who's in your ear? Who are you bumping, bro?
On game day, I say pregame. I'm listening to gospel all day. I gotta listen to
Oh,
gospel.
that's
Just
valid.
clear my mind
Yeah, I
for
love
sure.
that, bro.
I gotta listen to gospel, man. It just get my mind right, you know. And then a pregame speech from my mom probably. She'll call me, and that's
Oh,
definitely
really?
pregame right there.
So y'all
Yep,
chop it up on the phone before the game.
yep. I'll just call my mama, and we'll
That's
we'll
valid,
just
bro.
she'll
I ain't
talk she'll
gonna lie.
talk me some motivation in me for sure.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm a mama's boy, bro. So before I go to do my broadcast, I'm me and my mom on FaceTime. And it's just like
Yep.
that stuff just really it helps you hone it in and it helps you like I don't know, it just make you like, all right, let me go get it. Cause it's like you got somebody telling
Yeah.
you, like, I believe in you, bro. I'm big on that. I love them both of them answers, bro. For real.
Mm-hmm.
But staying on the topic of music, bro, we're gonna try something different, man. Yo, me and you both, I seen the post, bro. You heard the album of the year. Last Friday, Playboy Cardi dropped. I Am
Yeah.
the Music. Arguably album of the year. You know, we waited 5 years, bro. I've been a Cardi fan,
Yeah.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
You rocking with the album? Like, kind of what's your favorite track so far on it, bro?
uh, Probably either Crush or like Wheezy.
Yeah. Okay, we right there.
Favorite
Okay,
two track.
okay, okay. I'm more of a overly guy. I think
Okay.
I think if Evil Jordan didn't get released kind of in the rollout earlier period, I would have been a more
Yeah.
Evil Jordan guy if I heard that for the first
Mm-hmm.
time. But bro, yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of them ones, bro. That's one of them ones, bro.
So
Yeah, bro. I want you to know he definitely got some questionable music. I try to
it's
listen to it. Yeah,
questionable. But like that's for
it's
like,
hard though.
just to test the waters though. He be just testing the waters. I
Yeah,
feel like.
bro. Yeah, bro. It's man. That's definitely. I don't want to say it too soon because it ain't even summertime yet. But I think he got album of the year.
But
I think he got album of the year.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So kind of wrapping things up. The last little bit I want to talk to you about. It's
Mhm.
it's it's a big day today. My school versus your
Yeah.
school. Ole Miss plays Michigan State. Sweet 16, bro. How you feeling so far, bro? How you feeling?
I feel confident, man. We got the best defense in all college basketball this year, man. I believe it. Best defense, best slashers. I mean, we got some good perimeter shooters. We're not a good perimeter shooter team. We don't really shoot many threes, but we're gonna get to the basket. We're gonna shoot some free throws. And if we gotta start fast, man. We gotta start fast. We a second half team, but if we start fast in that first half, y'all don't got a chance. I don't got a chance, man.
Man. Because it's like, yeah, I don't know. They just be like, people just be playing with us like we just got lucky, man. This
And we
team is
got
gonna
Izzo the
probably
GOAT, man.
Beard is the go to March, bro. If we being serious, bro. Coach
Nah.
Beard is the go to March. But it's all good though, because like
Mhm.
I said, the game tonight, we really gonna see. But the thing that I'm so excited about, bro, is like it ain't like
Mhm.
it's like super like one-sided. It's like we the same
Right.
size as far as team goes. So
Mhm.
I think it comes down to who shoots the ball better, bro. Like I really feel like if we go out
Yep.
and we can shoot the ball how we shot the ball versus Iowa State, I think them
Mhm.
3-pointers just gonna start to add up. But you are right, y'all got a lot of slashes, bro. We can't be fouling because you got, what I mean,
Mhm.
all them guys going car fears off the bench. Like y'all
Mhm.
got some guys, bro. And I didn't
They got some.
see
They,
y'all.
they got a good team.
I didn't see y'all make some clutch game winners just like we have. So I think it's gonna be a good game for sure, bro. But I bro, I gotta go with my school, bro. And
You gotta go to
Maybe
school.
I got a different perspective because I've been watching them the whole season, but it's just like everything that they do when it matters most and how they've been playing in the tournament, bro. And we play SEC basketball, bro. Big Ten basketball and SEC basketball again.
Okay. Okay. But I ain't seen nobody like Izzo yet. It's okay, man. It's
Man, all
okay.
right, bro. I'm
And we got
probably
a
gonna
deep
drop.
squad.
Y'all do got a deep squad. We got a squad too, though. But
But
it's
we
like,
have a
yo,
squad, and we got a coach, gang. Like it's okay, bro. And when we start lighting up on the 3-point line, it's over with. Once we start shooting, it's over with.
yo, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna probably drop a clip of this. What we talking about right now
Mhm.
at halftime or after the game, and we really gonna see who right, bro. I'm holding you to it. It's an unofficial
Any score
bet, bro.
prediction?
Score predictions. I think we get to like. I think let's go 78, 78, 78, 72 Ole Miss.
Okay, I got 69-72, Michigan State.
Okay. Off a game winner.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, bet.
Game
We're gonna come
winner,
back to this, bro.
game winner, a late game defense. Late game defense. I'll stick with the defense, man. Defense win championships, man.
Facts. Yeah, man, that's valid. That's valid. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it at, bro. Once again, say whatever you gotta say right now to Sparty Nation and your school and the people who've been supporting you and rocking with you, bro. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Man, I appreciate everybody at Sparty Nation for sure. I can't wait to get in that stadium next August. Go green, go white, and we finna get this dub tonight, and we finna go to the Final Four and get Izzo another championship, man. Let's go.
That's valid, man. That's valid. And the last thing I gotta ask, man, tell the people to subscribe to the best podcast in America, bro. That's all I need from you, man.
Everybody in
Nah,
the
you
green, go
good?
subscribe to the TPC Pod, and yeah, go subscribe to my boy TPC Pod Nation.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you being the first. Once again, all love, brother. God known since middle school. I'm glad to, and I'm very excited to see what you do on the field this upcoming season, bro. Salute to you. I appreciate you hopping on the pod, bro.
For sure. Got you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna make sure to send you a video at halftime, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
be turned
bet.
up on y'all boys.
Man, nah. Man. All right, man.
All right.
Okay, now moving on to the second segment. I got my good friend and Ole Miss on SI writer Henry Stuart with me. We're gonna be talking some Sweet 16. So let's get right into it. I mean, electric game last night, the epitome of March in Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Henry, kind of what did you see? What did you see last night?
I thought it was a heck of an effort from Arkansas. Honestly, I had them losing in the second round to St. John's. I felt like St. John's was just that team this year, but it's
Same.
hard to you can't really count out Coach Calipari in March, and I made the mistake of doing that. But credit to the Razorbacks for even making it to the Sweet 16. You know, there's some questionable foul calls there at the end, but at the end of the day, you give up a 16-point lead. You know, it's on you that you lost that game. You can blame the refs, but maybe don't blow a nearly 20-point lead. But heck of an effort from the Razorbacks nonetheless. Banged up team. They got Boogie Flan back before the tournament, which was big, but still not at full strength. This is only the beginning of things to come at Arkansas, I think. Very disappointing, but you have so much potential and so much hype for next season. It's unreal. It's vibes are high.
100%. 100. Like, bro, like people tend to forget, like, this when Coach Calipari first got there, they didn't have a team. Like it wasn't anything of what we're seeing right now. And he had to be so meticulous in the players he chose to take and the stance he chose to take recruiting wise and who he chose to bring back and who decided to come back. I quite vividly remember that initial press conference where he's like, we don't have a team. And that
Yeah.
wasn't even him joking. And I think this speaks a lot to just how good Calipari is. I'm with you. I'm gonna reiterate. I had no idea they were gonna beat St. John's.
Yeah.
Just didn't see it happening, and they did that. But I've been talking to my good friends, my good friend Aslan Daraj, my good friends all at Texas Tech, Arian, Matthew Megwood. Toughest team wins. I think that's your quote. That's what he. Toughest team wins. Yo, this is a game where Texas Tech shot the ball horribly. Kind of similar in translucent of St. John's. You know, your best player Williams is like shooting horribly. I believe he was like 3 for 18 or something like that of that caliber. So to have your team be able to will themselves into victory, I mean, I quite literally went for a second, turned on the Duke Arizona game, and I look up at the little score tab, and Texas Tech is down 3 points. I mean, it's insanity. They went on a quick 10-0 run, and to keep fighting and to keep battling, because even in the overtime period, you have Texas Tech going down, making a tough basket, and then you have Arkansas immediately responding on the other end and making a tough basket. So I think it speaks volume to the type of team that Texas Tech has, and it honestly gives me a lot of hope for them going into Florida. What are you thinking going into this Florida game for Texas Tech?
I love Texas Tech, and you're right. Toughest team always wins. And Texas Tech, the Red Raiders are tough as nails. That has been their identity, whether it was Chris Beard coaching that team or whether it's this current team that we have. Tech is always going to be a tough physical team. But honestly, as much as I would want Texas Tech to win that game, and they have every opportunity to, I just don't see it happening. Florida is a 9-man team, and those 9 players are starting caliber anywhere in the country, especially Power 4. So
Facts.
I think Florida just is too talented. I think they're too deep. And I mean, I have them winning the national championship for that reason. Like they are just legitimately, in my opinion, the most complete team in the country right now.
That's valid. I'm with you, but I disagree because it's what you're forgetting here, bro. Texas Tech rebounds. As an Ole Miss fan and an Ole Miss student, the one thing I haven't got this year is rebounding. Texas Tech grabbed 51 rebounds against Arkansas. They out-rebounded them by double figures. Texas Tech can rebound the ball. When you rebound, especially offensively, you set yourselves in a position to be able to get second chance basket. And I think if Texas Tech shoots the ball, period, because they haven't shot the ball well all tournament, quite frankly. But I think if Texas Tech shoots the ball well, especially from a three-point line, because you got to make three-point shots against a team like Florida, and they grab rebounds, offensive rebounds to be specific, I think they could upset Florida. I really think so. Do I think that is going to happen? Probably not. But I think that's their biggest edge here in this big game.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, it is March at the end of the day. I mean, last night's game absolutely proved that. We finally got an all-time classic in the tournament outside of Colorado State, Maryland, which was terrific in its own right. But this has been a pretty predictable tournament, I would say, outside of maybe the St. John's upset. A lot of people maybe had McNeese over Purdue, McNeese over Clemson, so maybe that wasn't unexpected. But, you know, anything can happen. And we've certainly seen Texas Tech take advantage of that, on the road at Houston. That was one of Houston's only losses in Big 12 conference play was to Texas Tech in a wire-to-wire game. Houston's up by 10 inside of 5 minutes, and the Red Raiders just don't quit like they did, like we saw against Arkansas. They just continued to keep scrapping, just playing very physical, very gritty, just fundamental basketball. And it's not the flashiest kind of play. It's like watching UVA play basketball, which is to say it's like watching paint dry, but it's effective and it works.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you there, bro. Let's kind of go back through some other games, kind of speed it up a little bit. Duke, Arizona, another good game, a game that I didn't think was going to be as close because I've been on record saying Duke hasn't had to play with their backs against the wall. And I think this Arizona game really spoke to their coach. Like, for the first time, in a long time this season, I saw Cooper Flagg take the ball up the court and like kind of facilitate and be the one. And once again, on the side note, this game solidifies him as the best number one pick and best player in this draft class, which is already true. But
no, 100%
I believe
agree.
He only had one turnover and he had like 30 points, 9 rebounds, a few assists or something of that caliber. In a game where against a very good Arizona State team, you got Carter Bryant down low and you got Caleb Love, who's not scared of Duke. I think it was a phenomenal game. What are your thoughts of this Duke Arizona game?
Phenomenal game is a terrific way to sum it up. Excuse me. I think that this is a really good Duke team, and obviously everybody's saying that, but you think like, oh, they're winning the games they're supposed to. Okay, well, they beat a 9 seed by, close to 30 points. They absolutely dominated Baylor, and you can say what you will about Baylor, but Scott Drew is a heck of a coach. And they've got an absolute monster in Waco. They are national champions. They won the national championship just a few seasons ago. People seem to forget that. So that's a good Baylor team, and Duke was never even in any sort of threat. I want to give a lot of credit to, as you said, Tay, kind of to reiterate it, to Arizona, because they really did keep it close. Caleb Love, we all remember the Final Four. We all remember
that big shot. Big shot.
Yeah. The dagger, the big three, top of the key, just definition of a heat check, had a big performance then. He was not afraid, but this Duke team was able to squash the narrative that Caleb Love is like the guy that can beat Duke. I've seen all kinds of edits on TikTok about like, what does it take to beat Duke? And then it cuts away to that shot against UNC and Duke in the Final Four. And Duke just didn't let that happen. They didn't pay attention to the narrative. They just went out and played basketball, and they dominated. And to have a guy like Cooper Flagg, who is, barely 18 years old, bringing the ball up against a very experienced, very seasoned Arizona team, that's insane. And then to pull from near half court at the buzzer before the half is a big man, and then make the 3-pointer. That's huge because it extends the lead for Duke. You get all that momentum going into the locker room. There's so much that can be said about that, but just really, really, really impressive win for Duke. I think it's going to be Duke, Florida in the national championship.
That is definitely valid. Duke is my pick to win it all, and I've been on record saying they're Final Four a lock. But kind of continuing to breeze through this thing, Alabama BYU, man, probably the most entertaining game. You don't see what you saw very often, and let me just say, Mark Sears, I knew you were nice. I didn't know you were that nice, because you have a tournament where he's not really shooting the ball. And even towards the end of conference play, he's not really shooting the 3-point shot at a prolific rate. And he just goes out there and erupts. 10 3-pointers, 10 for 16 on 3-pointers. Man, he did amazing. And what's so neglected in all of this, per se, he had 8 assists on top of that. So he's literally facilitating and shooting the ball at a crazy rate. And he ends the game with 34 points against a sound BYU team, if I say so myself. I honestly was kind of expecting Alabama to get upset here, if I'm being honest. So, man, Mark Sears and Alabama Crimson Tide rolling, no pun intended, because I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but I think it was the most points scored, most threes scored, something of that in Sweet 16 history. So, man, that Alabama team is looking scary. It's looking scary.
Absolute juggernaut. That is one of the greatest offensive displays I think I've ever seen, really at any level of basketball, professional or otherwise. And, obviously Mark Sears had a big game. But let's talk about Grant Nelson. This is a guy that put his name on the map, last season, especially in the tournament, coming from a tiny little town, Devil's Lake, North Dakota, only a couple thousand people, if that. Rocking that sweet mustache, and he just goes out and puts on a show alongside Mark Sears and just lights it up. And this is a really good BYU team. Richie Saunders is playing some of the best, was playing some of the best basketball in the country. So much. It is, to be frank, just aura that he has. His great grandfather, Taylor Tots at Bama, said, "Okay, I don't care about that. We're just going to go out and absolutely tear it up from behind the arc." I thought Ole Miss had a good game shooting the 3 against Iowa State in the round of 32. Alabama blew the Rebels out of the water. I'm saying that as a writer for Ole Miss sports and as a student here. I'm sitting in a dorm room in Oxford. I'm saying that. So just absolutely incredible offensive performance. And BYU didn't even play that bad. They still put up 86 points. So that's a lot. But Alabama scored 113, 116, whatever. It's hard. They just got flat boat raced. It doesn't matter how well you play. If a team is having a night like that, you are simply not going to be able to compete.
Yeah, bro, especially with the 3-point shot being so prevalent now. We're seeing that on full display in these tournament games. Like, it was just amazing to see that. And then to have BYU's coach basically just say, like, man, he sounded devastated because he's like, we should have put our team in a better position because they essentially game planned for Alabama to not shoot the ball well. And they game planned to kind of flood the paint and protect easy layups. And so you just have a night where Mark Sears is just on fire, and it was amazing to see. Speaking on the last game from yesterday, keeping it in the SEC, Florida, Maryland. Maryland had that amazing game winner. I love Derek Queen. I love the DMV, the accent, all of that, the swagger he plays with. But yeah, man, Florida, such a good team. Such a good team. They go 8-7 deep, and it's just like a pure distribution or district. Oh, excuse me. It's like a pure sharing of wealth. And I spoke on that about Ole Miss, but Florida does that to a T. You have like 6 guys with like 12, 10 plus points in a game, kind of similar to this Ole Miss team. So Florida they're just continuing to roll. And I really think either Texas Tech is the one to do it, or one of these other teams are the ones to do it in the Final Four. But I think they have a very prominent chance to go deep. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Wealth distribution was important. It was massive for Florida. I mean, it was so impressive. I think that a guy like Karl Marx is probably smiling up the way that the wealth was distributed so equally. And just to have a guy like Derek Queen drop an all-time bar, I'm from Baltimore, after that terrific shot against Colorado State. They're riding high. They've got all kinds of aura. But at the same time, Florida, kind of the same thing as I was making the point with Duke. They just didn't pay attention to the media. They didn't pay attention to the narrative. I mean, they just went out there and played their kind of basketball. They pulled away in the second half of what was kind of a back and forth type of game. Neither side really able to pull away. And Florida just kicks it into second gear in the second half and just takes over and wins by 16 points. This is a good Maryland team. Derek Queen is a true freshman playing like a grown man, shades of like Cooper Flagg. I mean, it's the freshman talent this year throughout college basketball has been just incredible. Derek Queen, a big part of that, but they shut him down. And Florida played their kind of basketball and dominated on every possible facet that you could want to. To have a team like Maryland that has been so tough and so competitive all year, they're so gritty, comes down to the wire every time they play. To have a team like that, and then for Florida to just pull away and dominate in the second half, that is scary. That is so scary. And I was talking about it earlier. That speaks to the depth that Todd Golden has assembled on this team, because you have 9 players that are power force starting caliber guys, literally anywhere, like just their starting caliber. So to have a 9-man rotation like that, and to be playing your best basketball and really still hitting your stride right now in the Sweet 16, it's big. It's big. Florida Gators, national champions. You heard it here first. Lock it in.
Yeah, that's valid, bro. And going back and kind of wrapping it up, I think going up against a UConn team that's so well coached and kind of being stretched to do so many things in that game, I really think that set them up. And I think if they do end up going to the championship game or winning the championship outright, I think we're going to look back on that UConn game. It's like, yeah, this was the moment that made them kind of kick it into a second gear. So amazing Florida team. I definitely could see them and Duke dueling it out in the championship. But that's what we're going to close out on this segment. Next up, we're going to be talking some NFL. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, as always, my brother, Henry. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So, I wanted to do a little surprise. I got my good friend on here, Lexi. We're going to be talking some NFL, some big news. What do you think about Russell Wilson signing with the Giants?
I think it was a good decision. And I'm tired of every single player that gets signed or anything getting called washed. I feel like for the Giants, it's good. I feel like it was a better decision than I don't know how the draft's gonna go, but then getting Sanders sit behind for a little bit and maybe be good in the future. Right now we got a decent quarterback, and hopefully we can get Hunter. And then I feel like he can play both sides. I think it'll be good for the Giants.
Hey. Facts. I'm with you. I would say draft a quarterback. You can get because there's gonna be guys like Jalen Milroe, maybe Dart, maybe later, and you can sit him behind Russ. But it's you already signed Jameis Winston, so it looks like Russ just gonna be the guy. He's just gonna be the starter. 1 year, $10 million deal. It's not that bad. 20
it's not
could
that
be. Bad. How much I think it could go up to 20 or 25 if he plays good. So we'll see there. But I'm with you on that. I think you probably wait a year because I think next year's draft class is going to be a little bit better than the draft class this year. So I think you have Rush. I think he'll be mid, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be nothing crazy because y'all don't got no receivers. There's no receivers on the team.
Yeah, I
But
think like I'm sorry, can you continue?
yeah, I was saying just like you got guys like Hyatt and stuff, but you don't really have no receivers. But if you draft Travis Hunter, somebody I think is going to be like really good, like generational. I think it could work out long term. I got mixed feelings about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
it's the
also
worst
think
thing.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like he gets overhated a lot. Like he did win the Heisman. He was good. He plays both sides. He just has like a lot of talent. And I feel like he gets overhated a lot. And I just feel like you don't want to pass that up, you know? So
Yeah, he definitely gets overhated a lot.
can't say too
Yeah,
much.
I think y'all should draft him. I really think y'all should draft him. But moving on, let's talk about Stefon Diggs signing with the Patriots. He signed a 4-year, $69 million deal, $12 million signing bonus, and $25 million guaranteed.
Wait, the signing bonus is 12 million?
$25 million.
25? I couldn't find it. I was trying to like look it up or something.
$25 million guaranteed. I think it's crazy. I'll start off you go to the gym, you lift. Stefon Diggs tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think for him to get $69 million is like a robbery. It's very hard to come back from an ACL injury. I'm not saying he can't do it, but like paying him a lot of money like that is kind of wild, in my opinion.
I thought it was like a 1-year contract though, no?
4 years, $69 million.
That might actually be a robbery then.
That is.
Yeah, I have a friend whose dad's like a huge fan of him, but you know, the ACL tears and stuff, like you just it's never gonna be the same. Maybe it will, but
it's like very different. And it's not like Stefon Diggs is like 25. He's like, I think he's in his 30s.
He's like 30. Yeah, I think he's 30 actually.
So I don't know. It's gonna be difficult, but I feel like you go to the Texans. I think he was on a 1-year deal. Hey, I'd go to New England for a bag, to be honest. Like if I was a top receiver, I wouldn't want to play for them because I think the Patriots got a lot of work to do. They got to get an offensive line. They got a lot of like holes to fix on the offense. But like, shoot, I tear my ACL.
Yeah, I feel like he can maybe help Drake May develop though, like a little bit if he's decent, you know. But you know, I don't know how he's gonna play. And then also, I feel like it's gonna take some years for that team to actually like build a good like team, like chemistry, like be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I like what you said though about Drake May because I didn't really think about it like that because he hasn't really had like a veteran, almost elite receiver to throw the ball to, especially as a rookie. So I think it probably could be good for him because Stefon Diggs, you know, he played with C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen, so maybe he teaches him something that he didn't hear elsewhere. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think about Drake May?
Drake May, I think like I said, I want him to have like a player to see like if he can like play, like they could play together and like be good, you know. But I actually do fuck with Drake May a lot. Sorry, am I allowed to cut?
I do. Yeah. Yo, you don't have to ask that, yo. Yo, this is TPC. And to be honest, I really got a big question to ask you, bro. Like, I just got a big question to ask you. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Like, would you want to like be on the podcast? Like, I know you're busy because you're like a big gym influencer and stuff.
Like a regular or something?
Maybe a regular, maybe consistently. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I think the audience would love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Just text me whenever. Yeah. I just quit my job, so we'll see.
Okay, so would you want to like sign with us? Like, is that a possibility?
We can talk about it.
That's valid. I'm cool with that. That works. Any other like free agency or NFL news you feel you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just, you know, what really has been making me mad is like the Cowboys haven't done anything at all. It's like insane. Like I think they're the most like just haven't taken advantage of anything. Like just and it's just like I feel like it's just Jerry Jones. As long as he's like still like up and like croaking, like I feel like
Yeah, it sucks, like especially being in like Frisco and stuff, because it's like the Cowboys is such like a big thing, and it's like they don't do anything. They never do anything, and I feel like Dak and CD is just not gonna be enough to win us like a Super Bowl. Like, and we haven't even signed Micah Parsons. We haven't even re-signed Micah Parsons.
just not trying or doing anything. Like as long as you try, at least maybe make a few like But
it was some good players. Well, it's still a lot of good players available. Like first day, it was a lot of good players available, and like we signed like I think
they
like
signed
2 running
someone.
backs.
Yeah, I don't remember who. But
I can't even say his name off the top of my head, to be honest. That's how I know. Like it's nothing crazy. So I don't know.
Did the Texans let go of Tunsil?
Yes, they traded Tunsil for a lot of picks to Washington.
I think though that like a lot of people are like getting really upset about that, but I think he led the NFL in penalties, and so it's like, and he was kind of like an issue for them, and I'm just like, I feel like people just like freak out about anyone getting traded, anyone getting let go, but I think it's actually good for the Texans because I think their O-line was actually their issue this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy. I'm gonna be excited to see them in the playoffs again. I really like that team.
Yeah, we got opposite opinions though. I think Tunsil. I don't think they should have traded Tunsil like that.
Really? Why?
Just because I feel like that's the heart of your offensive line. Like I know their offensive line wasn't that good, but they go maybe get out, maybe replace like the other side, maybe replace the left tackle or some of the guards. But yeah, the good news is though they got a lot of picks for him, so I think that's good. But I don't know. I'm a big Tunsil guy. I think he was a good get for Washington.
What do you think about CJ Stroud's season? You think he had like a decent one? Good? You don't know.
I got mixed feelings because like he did lose a lot of receivers. Like he lost Tank Dell again. Diggs got hurt, and they still made the playoffs. I think as long as you're making the playoffs consistently, like that's pretty much a good thing. But I think O-line. I think you're right. Like I think O-line played a big factor in it. So I think they'll be back though. I think he's still one of the best quarterbacks in that conference. So
I think he's overhated too. He's one of like the more overhated ones, but I think he's really good.
Yeah. So you got anything else you want to talk about?
The game tonight? Are you excited?
The Ole Miss game?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm actually about 2 hours from now. Yeah, I'm over the moon for. I think we win.
Really? Do I have to say that?
Yeah, I think you can say whatever you want to say. You don't think we win? Because you called the Arkansas game yesterday. I'll give you that. You called the Arkansas game yesterday.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trying to be like that, but I think for football, like any team I root for, I go watch a game or something. I'm like, I want this team to win. I put money on it, whatever. Like, they always lose every single time. But like these past few weeks with basketball, like I had Michigan State winning. I had Bama winning, but that was pretty obvious. But like, I think if I keep rooting for teams in basketball, I think I'll be good because I'm like been like back to back to back like wins, and so I got Michigan State on this one. And if they lose, it's probably my fault for saying that. But
man, come on, you breaking my heart here. You think Michigan State beating us? No, I got some money on it too.
Really?
I don't want to disclose the amount of money I put on this game, but I'd have a good weekend if we won. So hope we do it. Really hope we do it.
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate if Michigan State wins.
A lot of people think we're gonna lose. Nobody thinks we're gonna go to the Elite Eight, which I think is BS. But I don't know.
Yeah. Do you like go to like a bar or something to go watch, or you just like watch with some friends at home?
Yeah. I'll probably go out and watch it.
That's so fun. But did you watch the Tech game last night?
I did. We had the same experience. We were talking because I turned it off just like you. I turned on Duke because Duke and Arizona was kind of close for a little bit, and You look up, they down 3 out of nowhere. Like it felt like it happened so quick. It happened so quick too, which was wild.
I think that's just like really fun part about basketball because like every time or college basketball, like every time you're always gonna be like, okay, they're winning by 14. It's been like they have 5 minutes left. Like I'm gonna I'm not gonna watch this game anymore. Like they have it, and then all of a sudden overtime, and then they're leading and then they win. It's insane. And then people still what I think is like people are still like, oh, like it was like Arkansas versus like the refs and stuff, and like Arkansas should have won. But I feel like if you were like a 16-point lead and you're playing Tech, and somehow you guys like are getting beat by Tech, like at some point, I think like that's a team that should like be proceeding forward. For you to come up from that,
that's definitely on you.
Yeah,
that's 100% on you. I don't like how like people were trying to like make excuses for Arkansas. Like that's crazy. Like it's not like Tech like shot the ball
had it in your pocket, and then you did.
Yeah, they didn't make a 3 all night, and it's like you blow that big lead like that. Like that's.
Oh my gosh, they were missing like I think they missed like 6 shots in a row. I was like, oh, and then like Arkansas was not missing like 1 shot. They were like shooting threes. I don't know how many. It was like a crazy stat or something. Like they were just going threes, everything. And then I don't know what happened. They just caught up. It was such a fun game though. I think it was like one of my favorites. But
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of good games this weekend. We definitely got to talk about some more. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, Lexi. You can tell the people your Instagram. Y'all go follow her.
Okay, my Instagram is. Go follow me.
Go follow Lexi, guys. So I appreciate you again. Yeah, that's where we'll end it at. I appreciate everybody watching the podcast this week, watching this first episode. We're gonna keep doing this, so y'all stay tuned, turn on post notifications, and that's where we're gonna leave it at. I appreciate y'all.